What is a self-limiting belief? A self-limiting belief and being able to transform and move past it is not something that you're going to be able to see on your own. That's why it's important to imagine if you finally got brave enough to put that idea or product out there and then you're doing things to self-sabotage yourself. That's an example of when a self-limiting belief can get in your own way. As entrepreneurs and as business people, we've got to recognize that it's through this continual growth and pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone. It's only by doing that that we'll be able to get to the next level. Welcome to the Disruptionist, where the status quo has no seat at the table. I'm Jess Singh, and this is your invitation to join the movement of game-changing, boundary-pushing strategies that will take your marketing, branding, and customer journey to the next level. Let's get disruptive. Guys, let's get a little bit serious today. I know we've talked about different marketing and branding strategies, about how we can be authentic and all sorts of other topics. But today I want to talk about something that each of us deal with, and that's our own self-limiting beliefs. And yes, it actually impacts your life as an entrepreneur and business owner. So what is a self-limiting belief? A self-limiting belief is often this internal conversation that we have, something similar to me at the moment that I've been having about not being so great at video podcasting, but it's something that I'm going to get over, right? And simply by acknowledging it, are we able to get over these self-limiting beliefs? So entrepreneurs, I'm going to hand it back over to you. What do you think is one of the most common self-limiting beliefs? Even if you're starting to see success, you might have this little voice inside your head that starts saying, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't know if I can handle this. And the truth of the matter is that there's something that's going on from your previous, interactions, life experiences that's making you think this way. But as a business coach and someone who's basically been exploring this for the last 12 months, you're not alone. These are common things and there are ways to get over it. So guys, I think I touched on it earlier. One of the most common self-limiting beliefs out there is that I'm just not good enough. How does that impact you as an SME? Well, imagine if you finally got brave enough to put that idea or product out there and then you're doing things to self-sabotage yourself from truly having success. That's an example of when a self-limiting belief can get in your own way. So I'm thinking about instances where you've got this amazing person, whether it's a dog groomer, right, who's won all these awards and they have all of the facts behind them and all of these experiences to showcase, actually, you're pretty good at what you do. But when it comes to actually launching their business, they're too scared to put themselves in front and actually leverage the fact that they've won these awards because somebody somewhere in their background said to them that it's not polite to brag. That's literally a case of a self-limiting belief that's holding them back. So guys, I want to introduce you to something that's actually blown my world. I have been doing some training with Dr. Claire Zammit. She is an amazing woman. She's an Australian woman living over in the US, and she's created an organization called the Women's Institute for Leadership, Coaching and Teaching, something along those lines. It's a bit of a mouthful. But what she's done is over 25 years of research, she's identified actually 21 specific self-limiting beliefs that we all have in common. Now, even though she's skewed more towards women, because let's face it, women in the world, we're up against slightly different challenges than the rest of the population. The stuff that she has to teach us around self-limiting beliefs can be applicable to anyone, whether you're male or female. Now, one of the coolest things that I've learned is that there's actually a way that we can get people to, first of all, see their self-limiting beliefs for what they are, and then be able to move past them. So one of the things that I'm able to do with my certification in this particular area is I can actually work with people one-on-one, or I can work with people in groups to help them see things inside themselves that they wouldn't be able to see on their own. So that's things like creating a bit of a container, a place that's safe to be able to explore, and then to be able to show them, for example, in the previous example of the dog groomer, how there are things and clues in life that show them that maybe this belief that they've got isn't entirely true. So a self-limiting belief and being able to transform and move past it is not something that you're going to be able to see on your own. That's why it's important to work with a coach who's able to give you the guidance that you need to be able to draw back on past experiences or proof that shows you that what you're thinking isn't necessarily true. There's actually also ways and strategies that they can teach you to start doing things differently so you can prove to yourself that even if that's what you were in the past, that it doesn't have to be your future. So guys, let me focus on one particular person that comes into my mind. She's this beautiful woman in the US who I've had the pleasure of working with. She's doing something that's outside of the norm. It's basically being able to tap into what she calls the spirit world to help guide the people that she works with. Now, her own self-limiting belief is the fact that, this isn't something that people think is real. Do I look credible? Do I actually provide value? There's a lot of things that we needed to unpack. Working together, we were able to showcase to her that some of these beliefs weren't necessarily true, and that when she has gone out there and where she has, used her skills, she's actually able to transform people's lives. And that's what matters, right? So it's about connecting with the people that are truly going to understand you for who you are, as opposed to the other folks out there that might think in a way that supports your self-limiting belief. Who is it in your life that actually got to define the belief that you've got? Was it society? Was it a parent? Is it a friend? Ultimately, your work with a coach means you can redefine it and decide what value you want to place on that belief. As entrepreneurs and as business people, we've got to recognize that it's through this continual growth and pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone. Sometimes that means challenging a belief that might be holding us back. It's only by doing that that we'll be able to get to the next level. So guys, I'm actually going to use myself as a really, really good example of what would happen if I were to hold myself back and let my self-limiting beliefs basically take a hold and let them win. I wouldn't be here right now, sitting here sharing with you this 20 plus years of expertise that I have, because when I grew up with the belief that a person like me wasn't designed to be in front. I was designed to stay in the background, to blend, and to not have a place or a platform. Imagine the amount of wisdom and connections and, solutions and ideas that would have been kept from the world if I hadn't have pushed past that self-limiting belief, something that I had to work with a coach to overcome, and something that I continue to keep working on to be able to be here today. That is the value of pushing past your self-limiting beliefs, those horrible things that keep you back, that aren't necessarily true, but that you've heard over and over. It's something that we need to break, and we can break it today, and we're going to do it by working with the right person in your life to help you overcome it. So what do you think, guys? Is there a number of self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back from being the best business person that you can be? I'm sure there's some things that this episode has kind of resonated or brought up in your mind. What I can do is encourage you to at least start thinking about it. The first step is honestly just being honest with yourself and acknowledging that maybe there are things that are holding you back. The second step is to maybe reach out to someone in the coaching world, whether it's a business coach, a life coach. There's a lot of folks out there who are trained to help you identify these things that are holding you back and to provide you with the framework to be able to move forward and go out there and have the disruption that you're meant to have in the world and impact the people that you were designed and born to help. So guys, I'd love to hear from you. I really want to understand, what you think's holding you back. By connecting with each other and sharing this, we can also make visible the fact that it's pretty common what we're all facing. And I promise you, if you stay tuned, I will continue to keep sharing new strategies and specific ways in which we can work together to overcome anything that's getting in our way from becoming the disruptionist that we were meant to be. Thanks for joining me on The Disruptionists. If this episode sparked new ideas or challenged your thinking, I'd love your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe to your favourite platform to catch every disruptive insight. For more behind-the-scenes content and to connect with like-minded disruptors, follow me at It's Jess Singh across all social platforms. And remember, stay disruptive.